She thought she could steal my family's road and lock me out of my own cabin. Big mistake. See, most folks have no idea how dangerous a construction guy with a legal grudge and a backhoe can be, especially when you block his cabin access with a fancy iron gate and a load of attitude. And Barbara Fitzgerald, self-crowned queen of the Pine Valley HOA, had no clue she'd just declared war on the one guy in the county who owned the actual land her whole kingdom sat on. 10 days later, that kingdom was in ruins. She was running for her life. And the truth about a long-buried crime was stinking up the whole valley, literally. Let me back up a second before the concrete started flying. 3 months ago, my world spun sideways. I was pouring the last bit of foundation on a shopping plaza when my phone buzzed. My grandpa Henry was gone. Now, Henry Brooks wasn't just my grandpa. He was the reason I learned to build anything right, the guy who taught me you stand your ground no matter who tries to push you around. He left me his old cabin at the foot of the mountains, this beautiful spot we'd built together from scratch, and a weird line in his will. Remember, son, we own more than just the cabin. Check the 1955 deed. At first, I figured he was being his usual cryptic self. You know what I mean? Grandpa's advice always had a reason, but you never knew it till after the fact. So, I drove up after the funeral, all choked up with memories, and as soon as I rolled in, there's this woman in a business suit, snapping photos of my place like she's scouting for the IRS. Can I help you? I asked, polite as I could manage. She turns with this plastic smile, ice cold, and says, I don't recall being notified about any visitors to our community. I'm Logan Brooks, Henry's grandson. This cabin's mine now. Her eyes go flinty. Brooks? That's not on our HOA roster. I had to laugh. That's 'cause this place was built before your HOA ever existed. She didn't like that. I'm Barbara Fitzgerald, HOA president, she snapped. We'll be reviewing your situation. The word, reviewing, landed like a threat. Within days, my mailbox was packed with violations. 15, if you're counting. Patching my own concrete. Violation. My work truck parked out back. Eyesore. Every fine sign with Barbara's name, and her husband's a lawyer. He'll bury you in paperwork. But Grandpa didn't raise me to scare easy. That night, I sat surrounded by old photos, me and him up to our elbows in concrete, building something that'd last, and found an old survey receipt, a dusty map with boundary lines, and a project log with a weird note. Barbara F., getting aggressive again. Time to prepare Logan. The truth can't stay buried forever, just like Emily. I chalked it up to more grandpa cryptic talk, until I got a text from a block number. Your grandfather kept his mouth shut for 10 years. You should too. A friend. A black Lexus cruised by slow that night. No plates. Gave me the same uneasy feeling as a bad foundation. Next morning, we need to discuss road maintenance. I propose a $$ 500/month fee for everyone. I stand up, say my cabin's got its own road. I maintain it myself. She doesn't miss a beat. But you use our road to get here. No pay, no access. Her husband, Brad, smarmy as they come, pipes up, HOA controls the roads, Mr. Brooks. You benefit, you pay. I just said, I'll check the property records before I pay anything. Barbara flashes that smile. 30 days to comply or appropriate measures will be taken. As the meeting cleared out, neighbors warned me. She finds people for mailbox colors and gets tax breaks no one else does. That night, I dug into Grandpa's files and found it. A 1955 deed, clear as day, giving the Brooks family, not the HOA, ownership of the only road in a Pine Valley. The HOA just had easement rights. My property, my rules. Tom showed up with another six-pack and said I should talk to my Johnson, a surveyor who'd been around forever. Meanwhile, Barbara's harassment ramped up. More photos, more fines. More whispers about me being the next to get run out. Then I got another certified letter. Last warning, comply or be cut off. The next morning, I drove up to find a brand new iron gate. Keypad and all, blocking the entrance. Barbara was waiting, smug as a cat in cream. No pay, no access, Logan. Feel free to sue. Brad smirked beside her. Perfectly legal. She thought she'd won, but she just made her biggest mistake. I parked on the public road, hiked 2 miles to my cabin, and found a power cut, maintenance evaluation. In the basement, I remembered Grandpa's hint about a safe. Found it, hidden under a steel plate. Inside, there's a key to a safety deposit box, a USB drive marked for emergency only, a folder labeled Barbara F., and a little baggie of glass shards tagged from the scene, HB. Tom arrived just as I was piecing things together, but now the mask was off. He was dead serious. He told me about his sister Emily, killed a decade ago by a hit-and-run on that very road. Barbara had been drinking at the HOA gala, driving her Lexus too fast, and killed Emily, then reported her car stolen to cover it up. Grandpa saw everything, caught it on his security camera, but kept quiet to spare Tom's mom more grief. He held on to the evidence, waiting for the day justice could be done. The next morning, Tom and I opened the safety deposit box. Inside, a DVD with the accident footage, hospital records showing Barbara's injuries didn't match her story, and a handwritten bribe, $50. 000 for Grandpa's silence, still uncashed. Mike the surveyor confirmed Barbara had fraudulently moved the fence lines years ago. Her HOA's road was illegally crossing Brooks' land. Tom came clean. He was a private investigator, had moved here to watch Barbara, and was just waiting for someone like me to finish the fight. It was time for some creative construction. I called in a favor from an old Marine buddy, had 3 trucks accidentally block the road with steel, rebar, and concrete, then built a maze of 15-ton concrete planters right on my land, each one filled with the stinkiest trees and corpse flowers nature could provide. Emergency vehicles could still pass, but regular traffic was down to a crawl, and within days, the entire valley smelled like a fish market hit by a garbage truck. Barbara lost her mind, tried to sue, tried to destroy the barriers, even rammed them with her Lexus, totaled it. Neighbors turned on her when they learned the truth about the property lines, the embezzling, and the harassment. In the end, we gave Barbara a choice: public exposure or walk away forever. She confessed everything at a community meeting, resigned, paid restitution, and left town. Her husband handed her divorce papers. Tom was elected HOA president. First order of business: toss out every stupid rule and fix the property lines. The planters stayed, but as real gardens now, and the cabin was turned into a youth center in memory of Emily. Funny thing, someone sent me a message that night asking if I did HOA consulting. Maybe I should, right? Grandpa always said, justice isn't revenge, it's fixing what's broken. Pine Valley finally felt peaceful. But I'll tell you this, concrete is forever, but people can change if you give them the chance. Now it's your turn. Was I right to go as far as I did? Or did I become what I hated? Drop your thoughts below. What would you have done for justice in a place like Pine Valley?